Hey, B, what do you say to coming over to my place tonight for some Netflix and chill? Ew, no way. Oh, come on, B. You know that I'm rolling on that HBO Max money now. I haven't got a giant new big screen. Come on, it would be totally fire. Came over tonight. HBO money? So you're telling me you're broke? No, for real. There's this brand new show on Netflix I'm a little scared to watch on my own, and I just thought it would be cool if, us being members of the Justice League, we got to know each other a little better and check out this sweet new show. Well, okay, but you better not try anything funny.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes.
How's the Legion of Comic Collectors doing today? Well, today we're going over my collecting goals for the year. And this year was a bit different. The last couple years, I had wrote out like a 2-page note with series I'd like to finish on the one side and individual issues on the other. And I did pretty good each year. I don't think I ever completed a list. I think I did one year get all the individual books, and I've always knocked a couple series off, and I just didn't feel like doing that this year. I think at the beginning of the year I wasn't in a collecting mood, wasn't really buying books at the time, so kind of hard to come up with a list when there's nothing you particularly want to buy. But I don't know, a couple months in, I had got to thinking, and instead of just making a yearly list, go with an all-time list, like the main stuff you want. Like if you quit collecting tomorrow, what would be the books you would regret not getting? What series do you really care about? I think all of us, when we go hunting, you're looking for stuff, but you're usually just buying what you come across, right? What you see in the dollar bins or what's priced well. And you have those hauls where there's like those 1 or 2 books you're really excited about from those series you really want to collect. And so I just made a list, just started really scribbling stuff. I think it's only 3-ish pages so far, like an all-time list. So on this list, we see some individual books that I'll show here in a second. And it's just chicken scratch. I don't expect you to be reading it. But on this side, we have Batman Adventures. And right here you can see a complete one. Superman Adventures was the first series I was really going after. I needed 49 issues, and I completed that. And then from there, I finished off all of the Batman Adventures up here. That included, I had a complete Volume 1. I completed Volume 2, the Batman and Robin Adventures in Gotham. And then there's just some kind of random stuff in here. Like, of course, I'd want these animated books, right? Because I really loved that from being a child. But like the White Knight, I never really picked up that Batman mini. Sort of regretted it. And I've been sort of adding to it as more White Knight stuff comes out, like Generation Joker. All I really need for the Diniverse down here, Justice League Unlimited, the second series, and Green Lantern animated. I did get 1 book off that. And we have the Batman Adventures Continue, the newer stuff. But up here, let's take a look at these books. Sort of what started off this year. I think the first things I was picking up, I just had a trade of The Dark Knight Returns. I wanted to get first prints of all 3 volumes, especially this first volume, and I did manage that. Ended up getting a great deal. You start pricing these out, and a guy had these at such a good price, I didn't believe they were first print. Asked him to send me pictures of the inside, and sure enough, this was a first print set of The Dark Knight Returns. Just something I had never gotten around to getting. Like I said, I had a trade of it. The kind of wanted first prints for the collection, so I got those. I had one issue of this next series. I think it was issue 1. Just another thing I wanted to knock off, but Red Sun. Not really an expensive thing, just nothing I had really ever came across. Had a trade of this, and the first issue I think I found in dollar bins or something at STL. So wanted to knock that off. You know, some more iconic stories that are actually really good. And then another Batman key. I don't really care for this story. It's not a story I enjoy particularly. I think there's elements in it you really don't need in comics, but you can't deny how big and important a book it is in the Batman mythos. That being The Killing Joke. And I had never really looked at a lot of these books, and they're surprisingly affordable. So I was able to pick this up at a good price. Pretty major key. Another one. I got this off of Instagram for steal, and I think this had been on my list last year. But we have Batman one-shot Harley Quinn. This being her first appearance in continuity. So that was a huge book to get. So we got that. So kind of flipping over to the other side of this page. The series I did finish, Bombshells, and I finished Bombshells United. Sort of connected, but not really. Gotham City Garage, I didn't make any progress on. I want to finish, really want to finish Harley Quinn Volume 1. I have 2 complete, and I'd like to finish 3. No progress on those. DC Special, DC 100-page Spectacular, these 4-star Spectacular. Those have been on my list for a while. Bit tougher, a little bit more expensive to come across. I did find one. The one you see marked off is DC Spectacular 22, the final issue. So that's cool. I just love these rotating character type books from the Bronze Age. Do want to finish these. I'm only 6 issues from DC Special, 12 on a 100-page Spectacular. I did pick up 2 of the 4-star Spectacular. DC Comics Presents, I found 1 this year, but I've knocked all the bigger keys off that, so that's just time, really. I finished Legionnaires. I had finished, it's Legion of Superheroes Volume 4. If you don't know, you don't know, but the Legionnaires ran along with it, and I had tried to read my complete Legion that I finished last year, and realized I needed these books. So maybe going into the new year, I could try that again, and when we get up to where I need to read Legionnaires, I'll have them. And I have DC Superstars down here. Not sure about that. So that's it for that page. So, I mean, a lot of progress. You can see lines marked through. You know, you got to start somewhere, and I started with Adventures of Superman. And this page is really... I had collected Nightwing, I guess, up till New 52, you could say. So at the top, we have New 52, and then the current ongoing, I just went up to issue 100. I know it's still going. Made pretty good progress on that in the dollar bins. I just decided that instead of having trades, I'd like single issues of Nightwing. Eventually, I'll probably want to do that with other things I collected and trade at New 52, like... Green Lantern. I guess that would really be Rebirth. I didn't collect any that... how would I describe it? Like, you know, when Jess and Baz had their series and Hal had the Green Lanterns. I don't have very many of those in single issues. And Superman Rebirth, some stuff like that. Now, I did finish Who's Who. Only needed a few issues off that. Got a couple Batman Family. There's a Harley and Ivy mini, a Sergeant Rock Army of the Undead, a newer one I'd really like to get. DC vs. Vampires, I haven't even wrote out the issues I need yet, but I do want to collect that. And some bigger books at the bottom here, Forever People #1. Probably the biggest book on my radar right now. And Superman. Oh, there's these 2 books Superman test logo books. There's a Firestorm and a Justice League. I'd really like to track them down. But I made good progress this year. I'm really happy. Probably 40% of my list. Lots of other cool things popped up, like a Suicide Squad 1, which is surprisingly a hard book to get. And some things off the list that we'll show here. So let's move these. Something that never made it onto the list but became a huge goal this year was Death of Superman. I did manage to get the foil here. Collected all the foils. My buddy Comic Foo really got into it, and it pulled me into it. If you don't know the story, go back and watch the videos. I won't rehash it here, but a pretty good, what's good about YouTube and a good friend like Comic Foo pushes you to collect things that maybe you wouldn't normally. You know, not things that you hope are going to increase in value or anything like that, but things that you love. And I do love Death of Superman. Something I'd always kind of wanted to, but didn't make the list, but getting a graded open copy of Superman Platinum, which is pretty cool. And with the help of Dave, we did complete every variant of Superman 75. And you might think the angle of the thumbnail to this video is weird, but I wanted you to see the Dark Squirrel sticker. Because of this rivalry with Foo, we have the Dark Squirrel sticker here, along with Triggered, a copy 801 sticker. But I can show you, we have a whole short box I call the Dark Squirrel box. These are all, except the very back here, Death of Superman. Superman, I guess the front too. These tie in because these are all foils. I think a lot of the fanboys got on a foil kick. We got Green Lantern, Batman, Superman. We get into the 75s here. All these foils. Logo foils was a big thing. More Death of Superman books. You get to the very back. Probably what would have been next year's big goal was Nightfall. So we got every print of the Vengeance of Bane. I got these really cool sets here. Pull one of them out. There's a Batman 500 and a Vengeance of Bane one. I can get one of these out. You can go to my shorts feed if you really want to see all this. There's a short with every Death of Superman, a short with all of these Nightfall books. And you can't even fit everything into the Dark Squirrel box. All of the regular issues of Nightfall are right here. And there's a Death of Superman German that Dave sent me that couldn't fit in here. Almost need 2 Dark Squirrel boxes. But that's all these are, is Nightfall, Death of Superman, and logo foils, which became a thing because of the Death of Superman logo foils. I still have more of these coming in the mail. So, but cool nonetheless. There's like something in there. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I made great progress this year. I kind of like this format of just stuff I really, really want. I mean, you could say any series that you've started collecting, you know, you kind of intend to finish it, of course. But is it something you really, really want? You got to go out of your way to try and find. So with this list, it's easier. I could just shop specific issues. If I'm doing a My Comic Shop haul, which is a great way to pick up newer books cheaper, you could throw a couple of these off your list on there, so you're constantly making progress. So I think going into 2024, the big book will be Forever People 1. And I'm not sure. I think the series I'm going to go after, it's either going to be the Justice League Unlimited and Green Lantern Animated, because I would really love to finish all of the Diniverse books. And of course, eventually Adventures Continue. I think I just need 3 issues of the second season and then all of season 3. But it will either be that or the Harley Quinn Volume 1. That's something I'd really like to put together, but we shall see. So that's it for this video, guys. I appreciate everyone that has watched the channel this year, left comments and likes. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What big books did you get off your list? Did you make a list? What series are on your list? Did you make a lot of progress this year like me and finish off some stuff? Are you getting close? What plans do you have for 2024? I would recommend making a list. It's something I started doing after watching Don the Comic Book Junkie. And I think it's really helped me. It helps you focus. Like I said, it helps you that you're making a card somewhere to just go ahead and knock a couple books off the list as you go. So it's a lot of fun. And with that, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.